Welcome everybody to the show. It is Monday, y'all. I am so freaking it's over my head today. We're gonna get in here and we're gonna talk about people breaking and entering with the intent of stealing children away from their homes and bigging up their chest like they something. And also, I heard a host said something, but I wasn't paying attention. So let's get in here and do it. Hey guys, how is everybody tonight?
Hey, good evening, Bubbles. It's all good. How y'all doing?
Hey Bubbles, hey darling, how y'all doing? I miss you guys.
Hey, Sanchez, welcome
Hey.
back.
Our vacation, we have everybody on tonight.
That's idea.
And also joining over YouTube land.
Two things out of the way. We're going to get that technician out there on Saturday. And if you need him sooner, honey.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Yo.
Yes.
What happened with Bubbles? I think she's on a business call. Somebody had a.
Well, that was me. That was Shamika.
Oh,
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We hear
Okay,
you.
we can hear you now.
Okay, listen. Yes, that was was me on my business call, but my business call is OVA, OVA, and y'all already know
Sanchez is back.
Hey Can, what's up, girl?
That much.
So I had to dip in today because I watched Bo. You know, I hadn't watched in almost 2 weeks.
Yes.
I watched Friday's episode now, and I watched today's episode, and I mean, I was actually satisfied with the episode. I mean, they had a couple of things going on that I enjoyed, so I had to come to the yard so we can discuss.
Yes, Auntie. Loving the
Yes.
We have things to discuss. We have filth to be people to be dragged for filth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my guess is theories on where this is going next with Sheila old crazy self. But
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
after today, yeah.
So all of that. I mean, Bo served it today. I mean, from Taylor and Brooke. I only have one comment on that I like to make, and that is I mean, just to hear Taylor bring up the fact that her son was mentally ill, and how did her mentally ill son sign that document that's supposed to be legal or validate adoption. So she charged Brooke up with that. I mean, she took a clear stance, and I love it. And I feel like we are about to eat from that.
Listen,
I mean,
a full meal, not just appetizing the hors d'oeuvres. We finna have a full meal, and I do think Belle did that on purpose so we can have a feast, honey. We gonna feast on these Hogans, especially hashtag Brim, because it's about due. It's about due for these hypocrites.
listen. Can.
What's up?
Can.
What's up? I'm here. I'm ready.
What did Taylor tell Brooke today about Thomas and those damn papers?
yeah. Yeah.
It was shared custody, but she has not been sharing.
What we've been screaming for weeks. And the thing is, if you notice, Brooke did not have nothing to say.
That's not what I meant.
He talking about Thomas being mentally ill, baby. Taylor want to know how that happened.
Listen.
She wants to know how did that happen. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Sam.
That's exactly why we did the turnabout, darling. We're gonna have to stomp on this for a minute in the yard.
Yeah, because you know you right, because they're bringing that up. And they also keep on trying to spoon feed us this adoption crap. So I think all that to get put in the wash.
A couple of things got clarified today. Okay, it was one thing. One thing that was really clarified was that when they kept making all these claims about how Hope adopted Thomas and threw the whole tag into confusion because every single one of us was sitting around here saying, "What adopted? It's shared custody. What adoption?"
Right.
So now the show has come back and said that it was an adoption. Taylor put the fine pinpoint on it and said exactly what it is. They retconned, they retconned it to say that it's an adoption because what they had been saying up until now was that Hope adopted the boy, and our question was, okay, if it's an adoption, when did it happen?
Right.
Is it something that happened off screen? Is it something that happened and they just never really talked about it? Because when they had those signed papers, that was not an adoption. But Taylor said it. When those papers got signed, that's what they're talking about. That's all that ever happened.
And they said that's right. Taylor emphasized that it was shared custody.
Mm-hmm. Repeatedly.
I don't want to talking about that he signed because the paperwork that Brooke illegally obtained from a back alley lawyer, he never signed. So are they trying to say that they forced his signature on these bullcrap paperwork?
No.
This is the point I've been trying to make. What happened today is what I have been screaming for years now, which is why I have been passionately riding Free Douglas. And this is what Taylor said today, and she has inferred on more than one occasion. Thomas was mentally incapacitated at which time of the signing of these permanent legal papers. It don't get... I'm sorry, I'm going to back up and I'm going to tone down a little bit because I know when I get passionate, I get loud. But it doesn't matter if Thomas signed legal guardianship, permanent custody,
say that,
sole custody,
say that,
joint custody,
say that,
or whether he signed one of those big rubber checks that they bring to you to house from Publishers Clearinghouse. It don't damn matter. You know why? Because the point was made today, and it's the point I've been making for years.
Yeah,
Thomas
me and you, bro,
was not capable legally of signing shit.
Yes. And his mama and his brother also vouched for it.
Hold on. Because the very reason that they are using to justify taking his son, that he was crazy.
Yes.
The very reason that makes those papers not worth the toilet paper I wipe my ass with.
Thank you.
They nullifying their own self. They nullifying their own self.
Now I gotta ask Bubbles at this point because I don't want to jump the cart and put put my foot in my mouth. But Bubbles, you're a notary public, correct? She
Bubbles on mute.
Yeah, she's multitasking or whatever. But if I am not mistaken, one of the questions that are asked when a paper is being signed and witnessed, so the whole purpose of a paper being notarized is that it is required that a third party assert that these are the two people in question, or this is the person whose signature is on the document, and they freaking ask questions. Bubbles is the notary republic. I am certain that one of those questions, are you signing this because somebody told you to, or under duress, or under
duress?
That is absolutely correct. If you sign in papers like that, well, normally we would ask
that's
those
one of the requirements.
That's a question that we would normally ask older people, but I ask that question, like when I marry people, I ask them, are you doing this under duress? Is anybody making you? Of course, the answer is always no. But as a notary, you
know why?
Of asking whatever questions you want to ask to make sure that person is of sound mind. Because if they're not of sound mind, it's not
correct.
Valid. And if they are being coerced, it's not
valid.
You. You can't even feel on
correct.
It.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So again, so that I didn't want to overstep because I love Darling. She's the one in my group that can keep me reined because she has a charisma. So I didn't want to go over and jump over you, darling, my love.
No, not
But
at
I had to
all.
bring this
Mm-hmm.
home because we had to stomp around in the yard on this. I have been
Mm-hmm.
No.
saying for years that
Mm-hmm.
adoption is not valid because Thomas was not legally capable of signing such a document. Taylor said
Yep.
it today.
Yes.
It's been said. I don't have
As
to. I
she
don't
said,
have
it's
to.
been said. Yeah.
It's in the dialogue now.
Yeah.
Thomas was very, very ill at the time. How did he come about signing it? Brooke said it herself. He was obsessed with my daughter. That's the
Yeah.
coercion right there. That's the
Can
trigger.
we
That's
can
what
we
makes it
can
invalid.
can we go a little bit deeper into it too? Can
I'd
we
love to.
also look into the how you talk about dialogue? Can we talk about action too? Can we talk about the actions that took place against this said person, Thomas, from two
If they
individuals who
just
have
bring up the fact that right after he signed those papers, he ended up in a vat of presumably acid, where the person that last saw him go into it withhold the information from his father and his
Yeah.
entire family for 24 hours until he
Yeah.
showed himself. So
Yeah.
and
let's
before
not
that
go
he
there.
fell off he got pushed off a cliff
Which
before that.
we could say that all his mental problems was
Stem from
exaggerated
that.
from the head trauma from the cliff, so much so that even if the bump his head now, he can have delusions and shit
Yep.
because his brain is scrambled.
And
That's
So
right.
listen,
if
we can
anybody should
stomp
have
around on that.
And if anybody should have any sympathy about any brain contusions, concussions, it should be Liam. He the king of concussions. And you would think
But
he would be a
so
little bit more sensitive because of that. And not only that, because he's somebody piss ass daddy. But
Well,
no.
Liam
darling,
next.
y'all
Liam
let
next.
darling in.
Ken.
Bubs, let darling in. Yeah, let darling in
Oh, darling
because
out.
Ken done messed around and said Liam's name. So, darling, what's next on the docket? If we
Yeah.
not done
Well,
stomping in the yard about this
Wait.
invalid,
well,
Can I say something about what you were just saying before
of
we
course.
change it? Because I too was bringing up the fact about mental illness in his character because they have tiptoed around Thomas being mentally ill. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
also documented outside documentation from his legal profession on two different times. His who happens to be his mother and now his brother-in-law who did surgery on him. So it's well documented to support his claim that he had these problems. So
Correct.
anything that he signed and it's about the brain of all things. It's not like he had a cyst under his arm. He had a tumor, brain leakage. He had bleeding on the brain.
Yep.
So
Right.
anything legal is automatically null and void.
And
well,
even before that, if he had even started seeing Taylor or any other grief counselor after Caroline died at any point, that right there is enough. I mean, people, this is
He
why.
was seeing Taylor. Yeah.
the
And this is
problem, the real problem that they're going to have with this is that Brooke and Liam and Hope are all about to raise the boulder over their head and drop it on their own foot. And here's how. The fact,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Sam, the fact that they even allowed Taylor to verbalize
Yes.
her concerns about
Yes.
exactly how those papers got signed, the
Mm-hmm.
circumstances of it is a huge tell. Because here's the
That's
thing,
right.
the way where we are in this story right now is Douglas and Thomas wants to raise his son.
Yeah.
Okay, reasonable request, reasonable expectation. He wants to actually be a part of raising his child.
That's
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
it as Taylor said multiple times today, they have joint custody. They have shared
Shared
custody, and
custody.
Hope has not been sharing. It
Sharing.
does not get any clearer than what Taylor said today. They
Yeah.
She
have
said it most.
shared
Yeah.
custody, and that Hope has not been sharing. So all Thomas is trying to do is actually get the custody set to what it always was supposed to be. Them
Exactly.
That's
having
right.
it be shared. But you know what? Little Miss Silly Ass and her dumbass husband and her stupid ass mama is about to make it all so much worse. Because as of right now, if Hope just goes ahead and stops fighting Thomas about them actually sharing custody of Douglas like they always was supposed to, then you know what? It's really no harm or no foul on either person. They
Right.
both get to raise him. They both get to be in his life, and they both get equal time with them. But you know what? We about to take a trip down, fuck around, and find out Allie.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
because
if they
she,
keep pushing it,
yeah,
if
and they
they
the ones that
keep
keep bringing up the court. They're the
right,
ones that
but
keep. We don't want to
But
go
the
to court
problem,
like they
Well,
say
but
we
I
here's
don't
the
think
want
the
to.
problem.
main thing
But
though,
that's the
too,
problem. If
they're
they go to
bringing up
court,
court,
Hold
and
on, guys, one at a time.
they're also bringing up his mental illness, and I think that's what Darling is getting
hmm
ready to say, because
yep,
they finna reach the corner. How you say it,
they're
Darling?
about to take a walk down, fuck around, and find out Allie.
You doggone right. Because
Yeah,
you keep throwing that out there about Thomas' mental illness like
yeah,
Brooke did it today. She kept throwing it out there. Well,
yeah.
Thomas was absolutely nuts. And he was
Mhm.
obsessed with my daughter. He was not in the right state of mind.
Mhm.
Bam, you guess what? You just closed and argued and proved my whole case by
Well,
those
but
words.
which
Bam.
is what
Because
I have
Thomas,
been saying
because
for 2 or 3
mhm.
years now.
Yeah, me too,
It's
Sam.
but
finally happening, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
but and that's the thing. Thomas does not want to take Douglas away from Hope. But
that's
what's
right.
gonna probably happen is
Yep.
if Hope and Liam and Brooke don't get their damn selves under control and this ends up in court, they are going to put Thomas in a situation where that's exactly what happens.
Well,
Where
they're
it's
not gonna have
okay.
nothing.
Yeah, where we can't share custody. I can't help raise my child. We can't do it 50-50. Then how about I get 100 and you get jack shit because my brains was scrambled when I signed them papers anyway. And let's all tell the judge that. And let's see if the judge
Exactly.
even says that document is even still valid. 20 bucks
Right.
says he
You
won't.
know what?
And
Because
let's see.
people try to keep it. People try to make things a huge deal. But legally, just that document can be challenged. Not the
Sure
fact that
can.
Hmm.
not the shit that he did while he was insane. Just the
Hmm.
fact that he was insane is enough to challenge the validity of the document. And
Yeah.
everything else he did after that, before that, won't matter.
Nope. Because it's
It
going to be
simply
like the
won't
judge is
matter.
going to say, if you can say he was legally obsessive and he was legally
That he was
mentally
mentally unwell.
insane,
Then
so
you're
what makes you think
confessing.
he clocked in and clocked out just to sign the paperwork?
Exact. So that's my point.
Hmm.
And I've been saying that for years, is that they all claim, they all will still call him Crazy Thomas, but they
Exactly.
act like the one decision that he made by signing them papers was the only sane thing he did. No,
Yep.
that was
Yep.
insane
It
either.
doesn't work that
It was
way.
an
No, it
Mm-mm.
doesn't.
asinine idea.
It doesn't work
Rich
like
knew
that.
it was. Taylor,
Yep.
Steffi knew it was. Everybody knew it was, except for the people that just wanted to steal Douglas for Hope, and it
Exactly.
wasn't for the best of Douglas.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was all about taking Forrester. Taking
So
a
now
Forrester
listen.
from a Forrester.
This is not going to get down to whether or not Thomas abused Douglas. It's not, because Douglas
Nope.
don't give a fuck about that no more.
Nope. Because Douglas is the one that's doing all this, inviting Hope. He the one that want to get rid of Liam out the situation. He's
And
the
after
one
Liam,
who wants his dad. Because see, like I tell everybody, Thomas may have started this. Well, Hope is going to be your mother, but Hope co-signed it, and she put her stamp on it when she said we're gonna be a family, Douglas. So Thomas may have told this to the child, but Hope sold him on the idea.
She
So
she sure
exactly
did.
can. She
every
played on a crazy man fantasy to steal that child. Exactly. You are
Exactly.
exactly right. Say that again, Can. That's
and
what she did. She co-signed, she rolled
she
on that
sure
crazy
did.
man fantasy
She
to
told
inherit his child.
Douglas. She told Douglas that we're going to be a family now. We're going to be a family, and Douglas bought and sold what she sold him. He believed her. That's why he want every chance he can. Can my dad come? When the Liam wasn't even in the jailhouse 2 seconds, he still had on his street clothes. They hadn't even processed him. Can my dad come over? Can my dad
He
come and
say,
stay
"Can my
down?"
dad move in?"
Every freaking time. This
Yeah.
past the family gatherings. Every freaking time. Can my mom come? Okay, great. And I would say nothing about Liam and Beth. Cause see,
So
because see, this is what Hope asked this child to accept and to, I'm gonna be your new mommy. See, her idea of a family is not what she told Douglas,
No,
because
it's
that's
not.
not what he signed up for. His whole intention was to always include his dad.
now
It was
listen,
not to replace his dad.
Now, just to add to that,
What's that?
we all talking about how Thomas's mental state at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That is also the lie and the manipulation that she sold Thomas to get him to sign those papers.
Exactly.
Just like
Yeah.
Bubble said,
Precisely.
hold on. Just like Bubble said with the papers, legal documents.
Yeah.
Are you under duress? Are you being coerced? Is it
Yeah.
extortion? This is not a legal thing. So
No.
listen, this is where I think Darling was going. Darling, are you still with
Mhm.
us?
Yeah, I'm here.
You were going somewhere with this court thing, because I think that you were going, if this goes to court. Because personally, I don't think it goes to court. Personally, I
It better
think the
not, so they
document
say.
is
I
freaking
think it's going to
shattered.
court.
I'm with you.
I think
I
it's going
think
to
that
court, and I think it's going to be good. I think
I,
it's going to all come out in court.
I think it's not. It's not. You know why?
Well,
They're
I'm
not going to
I'm
drag
gonna make
Thomas
my
through the mud
call.
again
I
to
am
take.
going to I'm gonna make my call on that after Thomas and Carter talk, because I want to know exactly what he's asking Carter about his options this week.
I'm
Wait a
with you,
minute. Wait a minute.
darling.
Hold
I'm
on.
with
What the
That's
you,
a good
hell?
point.
darling.
What did I
That's a
miss?
good point. Yeah,
Thomas
that's
and
a good
Carter?
point.
Did I miss spoilers?
No,
Yes,
oh
Yes,
Carter
yeah.
is
you
supposed to
did,
At the
talk
end
Sam.
of this, yeah,
Carter
at
at
the
the
end of this
gym.
week, yeah, at the end of this week, Carter and Thomas will be at the Sky Gym on the
Mm-hmm.
roof, and while they're up there working out, they will be having
Thomas will
Thomas
get
is going to
advice.
yes,
Yeah,
Thomas is going to ask him for
Yeah.
legal advice,
for
because
legal
Okay,
advice.
I
That's
think
right.
darling,
after today's foolishness, I
darling.
think after
Mm-hmm.
today's foolishness, Thomas is going to really start to consider,
Yeah.
well, if there's a very big chance that me and Hope are not going to be able to work this out peaceably, not with her husband being this way, and not with her
Mm-hmm.
mother being this way. And those are
Yeah.
the only two people she really listened to in this world.
So,
That's
Yeah.
right.
darling,
So
this is so,
yeah,
And
so
darling.
there's
I'm
the
coming
two
back to
people that's gonna
darling.
mess it up for.
mm-hmm,
Darling.
yo,
Okay, hold on. So I missed this spoiler. So is this supposed to happen this Friday, the day after
the
tomorrow?
16th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh no, no. So that's not this Friday, or is it?
Yes, it is.
That's
Okay.
It
this
is.
So now
Friday,
listen.
Sam.
Today's the
So
12th. Today's the
Today's
12th.
the 12th.
Yeah,
okay.
that's this
So
Friday,
yeah, I
Sam.
told you they've been working me like a Pharaoh slave at my job. So sorry if
I
I got
feel you.
angry. But
We
listen.
understand.
So
I
listen,
get
Oh,
guys,
it.
I'm trying
gosh.
to tell y'all. Thomas is going to talk to Carter about the papers that he signed.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas has to have the papers. If Carter, I don't know if Carter didn't file them. All he did was looked at them. So Ridge must have had the papers. Thomas is going to go take these papers to Carter and ask him about the validity of the papers in his damn state of mind. Thomas is not no
And see,
goddamn
I don't know.
fool.
I don't
and
know if they're gonna go that far because they're gonna be at the gym. I think
right.
he wants advice on what his options are as
Right.
Yeah.
things stand. If they
But
can't
see,
come to some sort of agreement.
So
But
but
we
see,
now
do
I have a
know
also
this,
question.
Carter
y'all.
is
We
not
do
looking
know
at.
this. Taylor, we know something is about to happen because that was a big bomb Taylor dropped
Yes,
today, and it was a very important one. Okay,
Hiroshima.
guys, it just wasn't no little bitty,
Was
no.
Hiroshima
Taylor
bomb.
actually questioned Brooke and put that
Mm-hmm.
out there. What
Mm-hmm.
head? I mean, what state of mind? How did this happen? In the state of mind Thomas was in. I mean, because you telling me how crazy and nuts so he was. So how exactly did that happen? That is what Sam has been clarifying, what we all pretty much have been saying for the last 2.5 years, is that you want us to validate this abortion. I mean, not abortion. You want us to validate this adoption, but you skipping all over the mental illness part.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
So
it
that was
doesn't
a
serve
big
their
bomb.
case. It doesn't serve them in the way that they wanted to serve them. So they looking at it like, oh, it's just a hiccup. Oh, I pushed him off a cliff. So what? It was all right. He lived. So I pushed him in an
That's
acid bag. It
that's
wasn't it.
right.
You know,
They've
it
been doing
doesn't
that,
matter.
but
He lived. Yeah,
that's
I
right. That's
got
how
him.
things
I
been going. But
coerced
I
him.
think things
I
been a
seduced
change.
him. I manipulated him into signing his child over to me. So
That's
what?
right.
He was crazy anyway. You know,
So,
that's exactly how it's going with them in their whole mindset. They're not looking at the legal part because they have never been tested. They have never been questioned on how they go about doing the shit
Well,
and
they
getting the
are
shit that they
now.
want.
They are
Exactly
now.
because
Taylor's
Mama
back.
Bear,
She's questioned it.
Mama Bear Taylor ain't going. She ain't
no,
going.
Taylor's not going for this because, like she said, and Taylor was very clear with Brooke. It is not her intent or her wish to see Hope put out of Douglas's life. That's
That's
Facts.
not
right.
what she's aiming for. But she's saying at this point, I honestly have to wonder how exactly that came about. What were the circumstances? Because we're both sitting up here saying the same thing, that Thomas was not well. You're saying it and I'm saying it, that at the time Thomas wasn't well, and that's why it was so important for Hope to step in and help out. But why would he sign those damn papers if his brains was as scrambled as y'all keep claiming they were?
And
Yes.
can
Why?
we stop? Can we stop missing the whole point of the purpose of them signing was temporary. This him being with Hope and Liam was for temporary reasons. It was until two things happened. It was until two things happened with Thomas. Thomas got on his feet. Thomas got his own place. This is what had to happen in Thomas' eyes in order for him to be able to be good enough to raise his son by himself, on where he living with Thomas again. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't really on his feet. He wasn't all the way together when he had his own place. That's why he didn't get Douglas then. So now
Okay.
that two things has come into play, and Douglas is now wanting to be with his dad all the time. He's like, you know what? What am I waiting on? I need to, okay, the temporary part is over. Now it's time for us to do the whole sharing. I allowed you to have him on a permanent basis until I got myself together. Not permanent for life. Not no. No, 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 no. And see, that's the
No, but
whole
that's how
point.
they act.
He done had him too long.
See, and that was the other point that Taylor brought up that was really good. She said it twice. They have shared custody, but
Yes.
Hope has not been sharing. The reason that
Yes.
that's important is because here's the thing: for all the whining that her ass is doing, and Liam and his bullshit, we're gonna get to that soon.
Yeah.
And Liam and him and his raggedy ass
Oh
strutting
yeah,
over to the Forrester mansion to
yes,
go pick
But
somebody
y'all
up
don't
when
start
nobody
there
ain't
yet. Don't
yes. Now
No,
yeah, we
that's
when
gonna
not
nobody
picking up,
ain't
darling. He
yeah.
was
Me and Sharon
stealing.
gonna get
when
into this one. We gotta get
when
we gotta get in
nobody.
Liam ass.
He
Okay,
was
no.
we
stealing,
will, we
darling.
will.
He was
When
stealing. Say
yes,
say what it
when
was.
he was strutting
Guys, let's
himself
just go
over
with
there
that.
to uninvited to come pick somebody up, like somebody called or blew a whistle and his dog ass was supposed to show up.
Hmm.
Some things that make it very clear is that here's the thing: if Hope had any sort of legal provision, at least as far as whatever the hell those papers said, and this is the part that's the problem, is that Brooke, Liam, and Hope all exist in this world of delusion where they
Mhm.
don't understand that shared custody means joint custody. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
They basically act like they want Thomas to behave as though Hope has sole physical custody over the child, and that's not what it is.
Exactly.
Because if she
Yep.
had that, she wouldn't be asking Thomas to send Douglas nowhere. She would be able to
Exactly.
snap her fingers and demand it because
Say that.
legally that is
Say
what she
that.
would be entitled to. But
Say
she
that.
Exactly.
can't do that because that's not how this shit is set up, and she
Thank
knows it.
you.
Liam
Thank
knows
you.
it, and Brooke knows it, and they're
Thank
resorting
you.
to this bullying bullshit
Yep.
being assholes to Thomas, to Taylor, and to anybody else they can get their hands on to try to bully their way into getting what they want when they know damn well that the paper don't say that.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
they intimidated him in order to get Douglas in the
Exactly.
beginning. And
Right.
they trying to do that to keep him. It's all a part of Hope's fantasy. This is her fairy tale come true. She don't got to get pregnant by Liam no more. She got the 2 kids, the 2.5 kids. You know, Kelly is the 0.5. She got the 2.5 kids, and she don't have to get pregnant by Liam no more. She don't got to do none of that. Douglas serves his purpose, and also to boot, he is the thorn in Liam's ass, knowing that she has to have a constant relationship with Thomas.
Now it's 8:30. It's 8:30, guys. We got the first scene out of the way. Brooke and Taylor in the most important thing. We know that there's since Thomas is going to be talking to Carter about his rights, Liam literally went to kidnap Douglas today. I think this is going to be the trigger that's going to escalate this. So we know we left off with Liam to drag Thomas after literally walking into Thomas's home, walking upstairs to literally just walk off with Douglas.
I'm with Bubbles. All these people in LA got to start locking their damn doors.
But you know he gonna get mad. But he sat up there. He got mad at Finn though, so he gonna want to come and do that to Thomas. Who in that entire hell? You know, Liam exhausted me today. I was just done. I was done. The nerve of this man who has not in how many months has it been since he has mentioned Kelly's name? Let
Since
alone
April.
Kelly, who that?
Try to interact with his
Since
child.
April. Since
Man,
April.
I'm so done.
Liam was just in a whole. I mean, Liam's been working this for over a decade at this point. We all know this. But today he was in rare damn form. First of all, you took yourself over to somebody else's house, let yourself in, because obviously Eric doesn't lock the door, and you went yourself, titled yourself upstairs to go grab the child and just leave with him. That's what the plan was, okay? The plan was if Douglas was there to go there and take him. So let's be really clear about something.
Douglas was gonna leave with him. Douglas was gonna say, "Oh no, I want to go see my dad. I want to go tell bye to my dad." He just gonna follow behind Liam blindly.
This is what the problem is.
No.
In anyone who has ever had any dealings with divorce or with custody agreements between two people who are no longer together and they have shared custody of their children, that shit is a no-no. Okay? Whose name is on the paper? Thomas and Hope. That's it. Liam ass ain't nowhere in there. This is an A-B situation. He could see his raggedy ass right out of it. Because he has no right to just wander off to the Forrester mansion to pick Douglas up and attempt to leave with him without by your leave. Excuse
me, darling. Excuse me. Not only did Liam walk into Thomas's home and make his way upstairs to rooms that don't belong to him to walk off with Thomas's son, he also told Thomas to his face that he would wait there until Douglas returned so he could take him home. Now, so Thomas showed all the restraint that Thomas proved at that point that he was sane. Because in less than man would have punched Liam in his mouth. You
gotta believe it.
Amen.
After Liam told Thomas that he was going to sit there and wait for Douglas to return. And when
you're going to sit your ass outside.
The gate said, okay, fine. But I must let you know that he's bringing a friend and we're barbecuing.
Exactly.
So Thomas essentially said, well, your ass is welcome. And Thomas probably was casting his lot to the fact that Douglas was going to say, nah, Liam, I think I'm going to stay here with my dad.
Right. Exactly. Because that's the thing. Thomas did not do what we would have done, which was put Liam's ass on the street. Okay.
Thomas didn't flinch. Thomas looked
That's what the crazy Thomas would have did.
Thomas looked at him with pity. Thomas looked at him like, you out your damn mind.
Thomas did look down at Liam. He looked at him
So
and
Like,
did
shook his head like this
okay.
fool
him
is
and
not
Taylor.
even deep enough to understand what I'm saying. He basically was, to me, looking at Liam like, you shallow, poor, pathetic thing.
Poor
You
excuse.
have
Yeah.
no idea what it
Mhm.
is like to yearn to
Yep.
be with your child.
Exactly,
Say
No, he
Sam,
that.
doesn't
because
Say,
Liam has
say it.
ever
never
in life.
yearned
Say
any
it.
one of
Say
the.
it
But
again.
what he did tell Liam was, if you come between me and my son, you gonna have a problem with me.
Huh. Me
Mm-hmm.
first. Me first.
Go
I
now.
know that's right. And you know, you made a good point saying that right there, Sam. He does not understand. He could never understand what it feels like for a father, hell, for a parent to yearn for their child. Because he does not, he has not, and he will
No,
not
well, he
until,
never.
yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Nope.
Oh boy.
This is
Oh
just
boy.
this is just like how he can't understand how Thomas. Why does he want to change things now? Because he wants to be a formative part of his child's life. He wants
Yeah.
to raise his child, but you don't know nothing about that. You don't
Correct.
know nothing about what it's like to have a child that you are not raising, and recognize how wrong that is for you and that kid. Because
Correct.
Liam's life is set up exactly how he wants it to be. So he
Yeah.
don't know nothing about those feelings. So no, he can't. So when Thomas was trying to reach Liam today on the level of one father to another, surely
Right.
you can understand.
Right.
No, that's it, Thomas. He can't
Yep.
understand.
He can't
He
get it. And
can't.
Thomas saw that. And I would love to point out how it's real funny. Liam does a 180 in this whole entire situation because once upon a time he was oh no, he done gave ultimatums and shit, told her it's either me or Douglas, basically. This your kinfolk. So you basically tell your wife that it's either me or Douglas, but you gonna say Thomas because she wasn't talking about being with Thomas. She was talking about being having a mother figure in the Douglas's life. You give her an ultimatum. It goes over Steffi's house. Now
Because you missing the
double back
point.
to now. You want to sit up there and act like you finna be Captain Save all the hoes. You
Because you
got to be
missing the
out of your mind.
Because you missing it, can. When Liam told Hope that he didn't want Douglas there, he meant it. He didn't give a shit.
No, he
Now
didn't.
he still doesn't,
And he
can.
still
That's what you're
doesn't.
missing. He
No,
still
I
doesn't.
get it.
It's
I
not that
get it.
he's fighting to keep Douglas per se. He's fighting to keep Hope happy. And if
Not
that's
only
keeping
that,
Douglas,
he is on a crusade with his mother-in-law. They got two things in common. They want to vilify Thomas in
Well,
all of that.
guys,
If it's
that's true too, Ken. But Liam really did show his true butt today, because
Mm-hmm.
it all came out, and he told what the
Yep.
real reason for is.
Hope.
He feels like Thomas is going after Hope, so he
Exactly.
revealed his card. He showed his hand. It wasn't about concern for Douglas.
it
It
wasn't.
wasn't
Never
that Thomas
was.
really might
nope,
be falling off the crazy wagon. He actually, so Thomas was like, oh, so this is what this is really about, right? Just say it.
Yes.
And Liam did. He came out, yeah, I'm concerned that your obsession is coming back with Hope. So, bam, it wasn't about
It
Douglas.
don't
You
got
didn't
nothing to
not
do
break
with
at
that
in the
all.
child.
Forrester mansion. You
It's
didn't break in the Forrester mansion and go searching through all of my rooms in my house to steal
yep,
my child because you worried that I might be crazy, or that you worried about I'm putting Douglas in harm's way. You worried about Hope. Your
yep,
concern is only here for Hope. But you can't understand what it feels like to yearn a child, because we all know when he walked out on Kelly, he never looked back. And
never
he
look
don't
back.
care what
Mhm.
Kelly is going through. He don't care if Kelly is missing him. He don't even miss her. So
No.
how can he understand what Thomas? How can he know if it's the actual love of a father or if Thomas is really losing his mind? Because he don't know what that bond is to feel like. So he can't accuse Thomas of anything at this point, and he actually just said it. What the hell it really was? Are you going after my wife, man? You know,
Because
and
that's
that's
And
all he
Liam
Thomas
had
called
Harper.
to.
him out on it. Thomas called him out straight to his face on it. And I love that because it showed who was actually sane in this matter and who actually is insane.
Nuts.
Because
Exactly.
Thomas is like Sam was saying, it's a pure display of how sane and how together Thomas is because of how his actions with Lynn was today. Lynn was
Exactly. Well,
actually looked like a crazy person storming into
he the
somebody's
one look.
house.
Yes, he's the one who looked like he was cracked. Oh wait, let me check. Bubbles, do you are you still busy with stuff, or you won't weigh in, honey?
I have my thoughts because I had a lot. Y'all know Leah made me violent today.
Mm, mm.
Oh, stop it.
And
Bubbles, I'm going to put myself on mute because I want to hear it all in detail, please.
like
Yes, ma'am.
I was like posting in all caps and cussing to the point the dogs was looking at me like, well, we didn't do this, but we might need to stay out of her way because this bitch is crazy right now. So like the dogs were afraid of me today because I just couldn't believe just starting from being in these people's house.
Mm.
You got family, Liam. I mean, you could be family because your little girl is half Forrester, but like it's been pointed out, obviously, painfully, Liam don't even think about Kelly. Today he said his job was protecting Hope and Beth and Douglas.
That's it.
I was kind of waiting on him to say Kelly because maybe he was going in alphabetical order or some shit, but he wasn't because he said he comes before H and you will call the baby Elizabeth. E still comes before H and so does D. But so okay, what the fuck ever. He wasn't listening to people in alphabetical order. He was just listening to people that are important to him.
Correct.
Chronological order.
I love Scott Clifton. But I give it to him every chance I can get when I get through on the Bowl Live and I have the opportunity to ask him about Kelly. And I know I'm not the only one because the last time I pointed out that he sat there giving that baby shit snacks and imaginary wishes for breakfast. Everybody, he was like, well, you know, a lot of people ask me that question. If a lot of people ask you that question, sir, I think it's time for you to start watching the show because he thinks that he is portraying Liam as a loving father to Kelly, but we don't see it. It's a lot of people not seeing it. So maybe he needs to start watching the show so he cannot see it too. So he can sit where we're sitting. We don't see this love have this, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I think I'm doing a pretty good job of portraying that came for careful. You didn't even have those pictures of Kelly up in your jail cell when Benny committed Harry Carey so that Thomas could have hope. You didn't mention Kelly when you was in the prison begging Thomas to look after your family. Begging Thomas to look after your family.
A crazy man.
Thomas to look after. This is the same Thomas. Ain't shit changed. The same damn Thomas that you was begging to look after your family. You begged him to be a father to Douglas. The very fucking thought to ask the real father if he
can be a father. Audacity.
The audacity of it all.
The very shit snack audacity of it all, sir. You can kiss my whole ass on that.
Inside and out.
Then he proceeded to name those people at that time when he was in the jail. You know, I might be going to prison. I'm gonna need you to take, you know, be a father to Douglas and look after Beth and Hope. Motherfucker, shut the hell up. Like you went to this man's house to take his child because Thomas was out at the pool or wherever the hell he was with his half having his clothes off because he gave us the gun and
Yes, he
The
did.
gun show, child.
He
Yes,
gave us a
ma'am.
good gun show. Yes,
the show, and everybody shared an 8-pack. So that's what we got today.
yes.
Is out taking care of his body because his son is doing something he never gets to do. And that is spend time with his cousins that don't live in the motherfucking shack. His cousin Kelly, like he was over the moon to see that damn look. Kelly's here. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Come on in here. Let's get these crayons and these pickups. These girls. Last time we saw each other, we wasn't even the same people. We'd have been recasted and shit. Girl, yeah, look at you. I see you, sis. Okay. Growing. No, Beth, we don't even get to see Beth because she don't grow, but that's okay, girl. I'm glad to see your ass. And you brought your brother, cousin Hayes is here. And screaming at them. Y'all, you know what? Let's go up to my room, y'all. Let's go to my room and have a cousin cavalcade.
He has his own room, y'all. Douglas has his own room.
My dad,
he got his own room, yes.
Right, next time y'all come over, we're going to play with my dog because granddaddy said I can have a dog and daddy said we're going to the pound. So next time,
If we ain't got to share dresser drawers to sleep in. We ain't got to share dresser drawers to sleep in. We got a whole room we can play in.
Right. I love it.
He said my room.
My room. That's right.
I know exactly where I'm gonna put these cards at in my room, Granddad.
That's right.
Y'all listen, guys. I just had
That's
a fantasy.
dang shame, y'all.
I just had a vision of the Forrester
That boy
family.
has been deprived.
I just had a vision of the Forrester family. Steffi and Taylor, Finn and Ridge, all sitting out by the pool with the kids and the grandkids, sipping non-alcoholic champagne. With just the kids, Tridge and Sin and the kids.
Yeah.
Sheila and Liam in bushes stalking Douglas and Hayes.
Stalking people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like psychopaths.
You
better
stop it, Bubble.
At least Sheila got a goddamn excuse. She is legitimately crazy. Liam ain't got none. He just
Sheila gonna be on somebody's roof with some binoculars looking. Liam is gonna be actually in the bushes.
Right.
And did y'all catch how butthurt he was about this? Is the thing that cracks me up. He's like, I'm not getting any of these invitations. Well, nobody likes you, asshole.
Yeah,
that's why you're not getting the
first.
I was rolling.
Don't you get it? And this is why I say this all today just solidify why I always said Liam is way worse than Ridge, in my opinion. Ridge has never outright canceled any of his kids for no piece of tail. I don't give a darn who it. Liam has literally assimilated himself. He is now Liam Logan. You can't tell him his name ain't Spencer for shit. Because that to me that Kelly is still a Spencer. How is she a Spencer? No, ma'am, no sir. He's for Liam Logan. He cannot function
that's right.
and think for himself. He literally had to cancel out his biology in order to be able to be a quote unquote real full father and husband. I'm gonna need y'all to know the Father's Day cards is gonna be epic next year. Cause I'll be damn. I look. I want everybody to write in. Okay. Kelly paternity. ASAP.
You know,
well,
I'm gonna tell you something. When I was on the thing with Dawn and Naomi, and we talked about that, and he was like, I don't see why they didn't do it. Like that story wrote itself. Bill was at the hospital. Like Dawn is saying that these actors are cognizant of what's going on when they're paying attention, and you know who pay attention, who don't. Because deep down inside, that man wants that damn paternity on that baby changed. Because it makes sense. Why would you not do it when you got Bill? He already had sex with Steffi. We know he was obsessed over Steffi, stalking her, breaking up her marriage, putting shit out there for her to not be able to say no to. And I'm gonna be real damn honest. I would have not said no to Bill You gave me my damn 12.5% shares back. Yes, sir. Go get married for 6 months. I'm going to ride you and break you like a mule, and then I'm going to go on back over here to my company and mind my own damn business. But I'm only going to ride you and break you like a mule because I hate my husband. And
I thought she was going to do it on those terms,
I'm glad
Bubbles.
she
Yeah.
did.
I wanted her to do it on those terms.
If Bill had not tortured Steffi so much to where she could have literally miscarried, I'm sorry, I would have supported it. But until the torture happened, I was done. I was done with Bill. Bill was on my shit list all the way up until he went and rescued Finn. Yes, ma'am. I said it. I said it again. He was on my shit list all the way until then.
And they made him so toxic in his obsession.
You're not alone. I felt the same way.
They didn't, and the thing is, they didn't have to do that. And the part that pissed me off was this. It was like, okay, it's obvious y'all want to do Lope. Okay, do that then. Yeah. Liam looks like a piece of shit anyway. Go ahead, make it happen. But why did they have to make Vil behave in such an unhinged, toxic manner in order to support that? They didn't have to do that. That was a choice, and it turned a lot of people off.
Yeah. They did, because they broke Steel. They broke Steel, and I felt terrible bad for the Steel fans because they didn't like it either. No. So for them to recast Hope and bring back Lope, that's what they did. They tore down Steel, and they individually sabotaged Bill's character. Yeah, and assassinated Steffi's character as well. All of that for Lope. If you just wanted Lope, let Lope be together.
Did that.
They didn't have to do that to Bill.
You had already shattered Steam. You had already got rid of the point. Why would you go and fuck with Steel? That's my whole thing. Bill has always played a poignant role in Steffi's life. For him to be acting the way that he did,
it was crazy. Like it was ludicrous.
That was a personal attack on Steffi, the character of Steffi. It had nothing to do with Lope. It had nothing to do with Steen. It had a personal. It was written to have some type of personal attack where they severed their ties completely, and that was misfortunate. And
that's because they wanted.
I may not be able to say nothing for a while. When I said I want them to rewrite her paternity, I'm saying I want Liam to be still biologically her daddy, but I want her to be a Finnegan. I want it to go to the point where Kelly is on board with saying, "Oh yeah, I want to be a Finnegan just like my mommy and my brother."
That's right.
So that's what I want her to be a Finnegan.
They'll say that with Bill being her biological because trust me, I feel the same way about Bill, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the way I'm feeling about Liam, I don't want him to have any kids.
Honestly, he don't need none of those children need to be. Neither one of those kids need to be from him.
I don't want Kelly for him either.
It needs to come out that he really sterile or something, so that people could start asking questions. Because at this point, and that's the thing, Liam is he's such a scumbag. Because here's the thing, he's like all of these invitations, and I'm not invited. I'm like, you're an asshole. Nobody likes you. But let's break down the invitations he's talking about. First of all, the first one wasn't a direct invitation. All Thomas told Hope was, look, you should come by the house yourself so that you can see for yourself that Douglas is okay, that he's flourishing, that he's having a good time, and that this is a good environment for him. He did not set a time or a place. Point in fact, Hope was the one who decided to carry her ass over there when she did.
She said, I'm going to go and do a surprise visit. He could have taken his ass with her and been part of the surprise. Yeah. He sat at the house with her mama to talk about, you see how Thomas working Hope to get her to come over to the house all the time. Didn't nobody ask her ass to come at that date or that time?
Exactly.
Them two brilliant brain cells, she got a Dawson around her head, said, I'm going to go over there and surprise them. I want to see just exactly what's going on.
I'm looking for strippers and cocaine 8 balls and whatever else they got over in that.
Y'all know I never got a turn to play
is
What you
undocumented
say, Sam?
on Eric's balls. Them the only balls she gonna find in the mansion being unruly.
Damn right,
Exactly.
as you could tell, because from way the Douglas knew how to emulate what she say in that little walkie-talkie app, that mimicking app. You know they've been frolicking up and down them grounds.
Y'all, can I drag Liam before we go to the next topic? Can I
Sure, go
drag
ahead,
Liam?
honey.
I want to
To,
drag
to,
Liam.
to the mud with him. Go ahead, honey.
Yes. So I want to drag Liam. This is an ode to the deadbeat dad, Liam. So first of all, I could not believe that he actually went into Eric's house to go upstairs and walk away with Douglas, and then had the promise that he would wait for him. But what Liam didn't do is when Thomas said, well, we about to have barbecue. Liam should have said, well, cool. Then, yeah, you got a couple of beers. Let's have a beer. If he really concerned about Douglas, right? He would want to see for himself, just like Hope has seen with
For
her
herself.
eyes
Yeah.
on multiple occasions.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That Douglas likes being there. But Liam chooses not to even witness Thomas for himself because you know why? He doesn't care about Douglas.
That's right.
Nope. Not
It's
even a
all
little.
about Hope for Liam. Now, this is what I'm going to drag Liam's worthless ass. But Thomas did not get the last word today. It left off with Liam basically saying that he was going to protect Hope, Beth, and Douglas, period, with the T at the end. And that's where it left off. Now, I am hoping that it picks up with Thomas asking Liam if he wonders if Kelly wonders if he misses her when she's not there.
Yes.
Ooh, girl.
Yes.
Listen, because Liam heard.
You better
Douglas,
say that shit, Sam.
Liam heard Douglas ask Thomas, "Do you miss me when we're not
when
together?"
you not there? Yes. Yes.
I want Thomas to ask Liam, "Do you ever wonder if Kelly thinks you miss her when you're not around her?
How you doing? How you doing?
Do you wonder if Kelly misses you more than you think?"
Yeah.
I want
You better
Thomas
say that shit,
to
Sam.
turn this back around because Thomas tried to appeal to Liam today as a father. Thomas told Liam, "I am trying to build a relationship with my son." He said, as a father, you should understand, and as a son, you should encourage it.
Thank you. Yes.
But this father, Thomas, is not able to reach Liam on a father level. He needs to now then appeal to Liam on the level in which Liam came to him today. Sometimes you got to meet people where they're at.
Yes, you got to come down and meet them. That's right. Speak on it.
He came there today thinking that he was going to be the man for Hope.
Yep.
And was going to go and take Douglas's son and hand deliver it to her and be her hero like he took Phoebe from Steffi.
Wait a minute, not to interrupt you, but I just want to say this one thing, Sam. Was he trying to be the man for Hope or be the superhero for Brooke? Because it seemed like Hope has already made her stance and said she think Douglas is fine where he's at when she came home Friday, okay? She said she was okay. Douglas was happy. And she cried because she said, I'm crying because Douglas is really happy. So who is he really trying to be the superhero for, Sam? Now you can have the mic. I'm going on mute, okay?
Y'all better stop with this tonight. Oh, y'all killing me tonight.
So yes, so I agree. Lady Sanchez, you lit a fire under that, and you asked a question that I am too going to defer on. I am going to put myself on mute, and I want Bubbles to intervene on this. And Bubbles, do you think that Liam was there acting to be the hero for Hope, or was he indeed there to be the hero for Brooke?
Shots fired, Lady Sanchez. Shots fired. You know,
Pop, 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 pop.
Hey, go ahead, Bubbles. Go ahead. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
Hope is already on board with Douglas being at the house. She didn't cry it out. She had her grief. She went home and she told Liam, listen, he's happy over there. This is just me. I just don't even know. He's happy over there, but I feel like, I'm fixing to lose him because he's happy over there.
Yeah.
In her head and in her heart, she is on board, but she ain't gonna tell her mama and her dumbass husband. She's on board. She's okay with that boy being over there, but them people running her life, she's still a child. She don't know how to put her foot down. Liam ain't pressing Hope no more. He done spent all this time running heat off of Brooke. And my God, if he could have delivered that little boy home, not only would Hope been grateful, Brooke would have been, oh Liam, you're just you're just so perfect. I can't believe you went and got Douglas and brought him home from that awful mansion where he had his own room and a fucking video room where he can go watch movies with his cousins. Honey, yes, this was for Brooke. Ain't that something?
Yeah. Hey, but they've been harping on it. They've been talking about it every time I go on Instagram. It looked like they've been talking about it all week long. It's been Brooke before I came to DC. It's been Brooke and Liam talking behind Hope's back. Friday, I watched that episode. Hope gave in. He said, "Where is Douglas?" She said, "I left him. He was happy. He wanted to stay." She threw in the towel, but it's been Liam and Brooke raging war.
Can't you see he's doing this to use Douglas to get you back into his life?
That's right. It's been Liam and it's been Brim. It's been Brim, Bubbles.
Brim.
Everything has been Brim. Everything.
And there's a reason for it.
What's the reason, darling?
Around is them putting that in her head. Well, Thomas is still obsessed with you. Can't you see that? The only reason you get invited to the Forrester house and nobody else does is because Thomas is trying to get back at you. Knowing full good goddamn well, Rich told Brooke, bring your ass on. No, I'm not going to go because I wasn't specifically invited. I just got a +1. She didn't specifically say my name. I just got the assumed +1. So I'm going to say, yes, bitch, you the wife. The +1 is unspoken. If you ain't got to tell your daddy to bring his hoe, we know she coming anyway. So put your shoes on and bring your ass on. But nope, she chose to stay at the house so she could sit there and wallow with Liam. And for Liam to not go with Hope, he's so scared for her. I'm so scared Thomas is targeting you again. I'm so fearful. I fear for your life.
He's luring you in. I'm like, then why are you letting her go by herself? You could have went with her.
Because it's all a lie. They want to sit there and paint this picture of Thomas, and they're going to paint themselves into the same little dusty ass bed corner. And I can't wait until Hope finds out her mama. See, I really believe that Bill Spencer is a red herring here.
Yes, he is.
Bill is going to serve the purpose of getting Ridge mad enough to be pissed at Brooke again. But Brooke is not going to be able to go and cry on nobody's shoulder but Liam, because Liam is always inserting himself to go have these conversations with Brooke when his wife's not home. Or Brooke's down there at the cabin. They got to sit there and have their little girl talk sessions. For what? If my mama was spending more time talking to my husband than she was spending with me, and my mama had the background that Brooke had, bitch, we done already moved off your property. First of all, we ain't even living on your property because that's too close.
Exactly. And Brooke, that's the thing. Hope is sitting up here being the kind of foolish that you can't afford to be when your mother has a habit of sleeping with everybody who is with the women in her family. It's not like this is all baseless, okay? This is all.
It's new to Hope. She has experienced this firsthand already. She has already been her mother's victim.
Yes, she has. And she about to sit up here and be a victim again. Because every time you turn around, all you got is Brooke and Liam commiserating. Oh, just realizing that they think exactly the same way about this, about that,
Your
about
brain is so
Thomas,
low.
about the whole situation, about how unfair it is, and all of this other stuff, this other bullshit that they keep going on and on about. And Hope is so out to lunch about not to, she's so out to lunch because instead of her just accepting the fact that Douglas can thrive equally with his father as he can with her, and that the child really should be splitting his time between both of their homes because he doesn't have
Right?
one home, he has two. Instead of her just accepting that that is what actually is in the child's best interest, she's up here having all this turmoil because the reality that's in front of her eyes does not match the reality that she's built in her brain, and she can't make that 2 plus 2 make 4. It's like she and it's broken her brain, but it's also broken every single bit of self-preservation that she should have as a woman in her 30s.
You know why?
All of her instincts are asleep.
You know why?
Oh,
Because
go ahead.
Hope has been living in a fairy tale since she came out of the damn womb. Brooke begat this child with her daughter's husband. Hope is a product of that filthy adultery and is the stain on the family name. Brooke has spent her existence since this child has been breathing to compensate for that. Hope does not live in a reality universe. Look, this girl, as Soras, came onto the screen her first day as a freaking intern and was handed Steffi's basically Steffi's promo. The Steffi was supposed to be doing what was it, Dare? Who knows? After party, who knows?
It
And
was
Mm.
different.
Thomas was doing his own taboo for men. Both Thomas and Steffi were sidelined so that Hope, an intern out of high school, not college, guys.
She hadn't even worked a full day as an intern.
Her first day arriving to get her intern duties, she's going down to the mailroom where all the interns start. Katie hand delivers her a whole line. Shortly thereafter, Ridge threw all the money that Forrester had behind Hope in her wedding. Didn't give a fuck how it affected Thomas or Steffi or anybody else. This girl does not live in reality. She still
And
has that mind. She takes everything she wants. It's hand delivered on a platter. She's so fractured mentally that when she did lose her child, her solution was, let me quit my husband and marry this man that has a son that doesn't have a mother. I don't love him. I don't even like him, but that's the solution. She's broken.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
broken and her mom name is broken.
but that's not
Brooke
even
broke her.
time
Brooke
leaving
broke
us
her.
because
Brooke definitely broke up from the beginning.
Brooke broke her. So now the girl is just a insatiable pit. She is never satisfied because she's never been denied anything. The only thing this girl has ever been denied was her soulmate, her destiny 2.0 with Liam because Steffi deferred her ass for a decade. But other than that, she gets everything she wants. She got Thomas's son. She got her baby back. She took Steffi's Phoebe. She got Kelly when Steffi was in rehab. She got to
Yeah.
keep Kelly longer than Steffi wanted. The girl just is not a product of reality because Brooke made it so.
Can we also make it a point to say that the only stain on the family name has always been Brooke? It has not
So
been
Hope is
Hope.
the stain on the family name.
Although that is what Ridge and Brooke tried to say, that was what the tabloids was going to say about her. They didn't say anything about that about her until she started sleeping with a married man. You know what I'm
Well, Brooke
saying?
is the slut from the
And
valley, and
yeah,
Hope is the stain on the family name. That we didn't
That's
so
give
right.
him that name. The
so
show gave him that name.
so can I chime in
You may.
a little bit? Let's
that's what you was
sorry,
just.
Bubbles. Go ahead, Bubbles. You just want to say something?
I said, but that's what you've been doing. Nobody's stopping you.
Well, damn.
How you gonna stop talking and ask for permission to talk?
I can't. I can't even talk now. Okay. I'm gonna be.
Don't die now. Come on.
I know you got the floor now. We waiting.
Right. You didn't call attention. We waiting on you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, if I stepped on toes, my apologies. I'm too passionate, especially when it's a topic I love to talk about. And this right here, I love to see. I'm gonna love to see this happen because this is the reality check that she may actually get for a change. Because it's been, like you said, Sam, it's been deferred by Steffi for 10 years on one aspect, and that was with Liam. But it's something that's going to happen because she has not gotten therapy when it came to Beth's situation. And see, Thomas thought that soothing that wound by inserting his child in that was going to be a band-aid to cover up that wound is not, it's still bleeding out. As you can see, because she has a kung fu grip on a child that is not hers, to the point where she feels like she's entitled to have all these feelings about him when it was on temporary basis. She never heard that. That was never the stipulation that she heard. That's not what she felt like. She felt like Thomas gave up. Thomas said, you know what? You right. You can have him. I don't even want this child no more. That's exactly how she feel. And she feel like, you know what? I'm going to keep you around just long enough for you to get on Liam's nerve and keep him in check. If ever he feel like he want to go barking up Steffi door again.
So this,
And
you know how spoiled children act? I can tell
yeah,
you
he
firsthand
don't never
because
want
I'm
to
an
sell
only
her
child.
toys.
I'm an
She
only
never
child.
wants to sell her toys. As you can see, she never wants to have Thomas come whenever. It's never nothing set in place. It's always, oh well, when it's good enough for me, when it's good enough for me, and Liam's schedule. When is, Liam don't even fit in his own child schedule. How the hell is he gonna fit into something that has absolutely nothing to do with him? She keeps trying to put it out there. Oh, well, Liam and Beth missed you, Douglas. And Douglas like, I don't know what to tell you, but
She
I'm
ain't asked
having
to go
fun.
home yet. I know
I'm
that.
having fun kicking it over here with my pops and my granddaddy and my great granddaddy. I got my own room.
See,
I can invite friends over and they can actually stay.
Well, that's what I was. So, that's exactly what I was getting at. So, Hope has always been handed what she wants. Even today, even 3 years ago, she was handed Douglas. She couldn't take no for an answer. Ridge said, no, you're not taking my grandson. She found a way with her mom's help. And so let me tell you how spoiled children act. Like you said, this is supposed to be temporary. It's supposed to be this. It's supposed to be that. But when you're a spoiled child, you get what you want, regardless of the terms.
And when you want it.
So if I used to be an only child, I know the whole routine. I already know I'm gonna get the no from the beginning. Can I watch TV? No. The tantrum starts. Okay, you get 30 minutes. You only get 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, you're going to bed. If you don't go to bed, I'm gonna spank you, and you're gonna regret it.
You were only.
I'm an only child.
Ooh,
I'm gonna take them 30 minutes, and I'm gonna call you on your ass whooping, and that this is it. Period. Because that's how spoiled children act. Because guess what? The 30-minute is not coming. It's going to come and it's going to go because I'm going to throw another tantrum till I get that extra 30 minutes. I'm going to throw tantrums until I fall asleep on the sofa. Because that's what happens when you are a spoiled child and you get everything you want. Hope is not going to throw in the towel. All she's doing is crying. She's going to group. This is the tantrum. She's going to group herself back up together, and she's going to get right back in the same spot, and she's going to demand what she wants. Thomas might tell her no. She might have another tantrum, but she is never going to be satisfied with the no.
Yeah.
She's not going to give up.
That's right.
What's going to happen, Liam and Brooke are going to push Thomas and Taylor and Steffi. to push to literally go into changing up this paperwork, because Thomas, Steffi, and Taylor have all been in agreement. Hope should remain this boy's mother. We just want him to live with Thomas. Hope, Brooke, and Liam don't agree. They 100% refuse that Thomas deserves to live with his son. So now
That's
Thomas
right.
has no choice but to seek legal action. Liam went into his house today and basically called him an obsessed man that has problems, and he should not be trusted to raise his son. Now, I would like to ask one of you ladies, if you were not capable of raising any of your children, would you let a person that said things like that about you raise your child temporarily?
Absolutely
No,
not.
heck
Hell
So,
no.
right, Thomas,
no.
in my opinion, Liam, if Thomas is the man that he should be, what Liam did today should have been the line in the sand that was crossed to the point of no return. Because
It
this was
was,
man
yeah.
to man. This is one man. The man that's raising my son is telling me, talking down on me in my house, that I'm not worthy. This is the man that's raising my son.
Exactly.
He's
When
not
I
even
turn
a
around,
person
and
I can
I'm going to his
compromise with. Right. And so this is the man I'm begging to raise my son. And this is the man that's raising my son. This is how he feels about me. How is he raising my son to be respectful of me in our relationship?
house.
And
How is
when he's
he
not
in
even
any way a
respectful
positive
of him.
influence on my son in our
That's right.
relationship?
That's right.
This should be
And you know what,
That's a
why.
good
Sam, you're
point,
right.
Sam.
That's what pushes. I think we can all agree that today was the point between Liam and Brooke, because it's Liam and Brooke that's been co-conspiring. Brooke ran over there to deliver that same execution to Taylor, and Liam went over there to deliver it to Thomas. So we know those two were in cahoots. One went left, the other one went right. So we do
Mm-hmm.
know, after what Taylor said today about Thomas' mental health, and we know that was a big egg for us. We know what's about to happen. This is what leads Thomas into the Friday spoiler when he gets legal advice, because Liam crossed the line today. This was the point of no return. The Forresters are not backing down. We are getting
Nope.
ready to get a show. Period.
And
Yes, I
that
agree.
was very clear. And that was extremely clear with
Yes.
Taylor and with Brooke. Taylor is not backing down on this. She's making
No.
it very clear. My son deserves the right to raise his child.
That's
And
right.
there is nothing that you, Brooke, are going to say that's going to change that. Period. But here's the kick. The kick is that Liam very succinctly laid out the very faulty logic in both what Brooke and himself are obsessed with. He basically told Thomas, if you are a changed man, then if you're truly the changed man you say you are, then you would agree that the best place for Douglas is with me and Hope.
That's
No,
crazy.
boo, it don't work like that.
It's crazy.
You're saying the only way you can accept that Thomas is truly a changed man, that he's better than what he was, is if he agrees with the bullshit you're saying. That's
Yep,
what
to
you're
Yeah.
give away
saying?
his son. To
To give
To
away
basically
his
give
son.
away
let
his son.
Liam
That's right.
raise.
The only way he is considered well is if he agrees to give away his damn child.
Which
Sound
was
like
That's
a
what
damn
I
fool
said
insane.
to me.
today
That's
was the line
insane.
in the sand. This should let Thomas know that Liam cannot be reasoned with. And if Hope is listening to Liam, which he knows she
He
is,
does.
that
Mm-hmm.
he is in a position where he must fight now.
Yep.
So
Yes.
hint, hint.
Taylor
So that's
drawed the fight
therefore he's
last
getting
day.
legal advice.
And
That's
Taylor drew
and
that
that.
fight. When Taylor, listen, y'all, I don't think anybody, I'm just going to express this. I don't think anybody is aware, but mental health issues run in my family. So I know firsthand how people can be fine one day and not fine the next day.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
and listen, it runs in the family. It's no big deal. But listen, once it's recognized that you have a condition, what
Mm-hmm.
happens, guys? You see your doctor, You might get
Yep.
a specialist.
Mm-hmm.
You get on a treatment plan. You go on a treatment plan. You feeling any better? No, I feel like shit. You get on more, you get whatever until you right. You don't
Yeah.
take, I don't have a family member yet that has had their children permanently taken away from them
Right.
because of their mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You know, even
Yes.
if something happens and, you know, the police are called out to the house, who coming to get the kids? Somebody going to get the
Yep.
kids. I go get the
Yep.
kids.
Yeah, that's how it works in the real world.
It
Yeah.
is. Somebody go and get the kids. But
Mm-hmm.
in no way, shape, and form
Do they
do
lose it?
adoption papers come up and get signed on
Yeah.
someone that's got a couple of weeks to get mellowed out to go before they can go back home.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been personal to me.
Yeah.
Personal. You don't take people's children
No.
permanently because
No.
they are suffering a crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
what
a
they did.
chemical
It
imbalance.
made me sick on my stomach from day one when they played that card. And I
Mm.
Yeah.
felt it was irresponsible of Bold and the Beautiful to not at least attribute a name to Thomas's condition
Call it something. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't
and
know
make
what it
sure that
is.
they're responsible.
They just
Like
say he's
Sherry Newman
They
unwell.
has
just
They
said he
just,
bipolar.
had bleeding on the brain.
unwell,
Sherry
darling.
Newman has
That's right.
bipolar.
That's what they say. I
Right.
mean, let's give it a name. Is he bipolar? I mean,
Right. Depressed,
schizophrenic.
you know,
They just said
Um,
that he
all of
had
that.
bleeding on the brain.
Right. But let's just say it chemically
it
changed
can be
because they
He
borderline
always
was
say it's
chemically
depression.
bleeding.
imbalanced because of the bleeding of the brain.
Okay,
But
all
see,
I'm
but that's
saying
the
is
problem. The problem is if they name it, then they actually have to behave as though there's actually something that's supposed to be done about it. Because see, the thing is, by keeping it unnamed the way it is, Brooke and Liam and Hope to the same degree get to just pretend that Thomas is just unwell and that's just a permanent state of events.
Yes,
That
by
that's a
choice.
permanent state.
they're
That
basically treating like his illness is called obsessed with hope.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
like it's a choice. Like he's choosing to have this obsession. Like it's no cause other than it's
I
just
mean,
something
but
that he
that's not even
chooses
an
to do.
actual thing, though. That's not even
Exactly.
an actual thing. Come
That's
No,
on,
why I
because
said to
y'all.
Brooke will
me,
be
the
in jail
show
for it or in the
has been
hospital.
irresponsible is all I was getting at. That
Mhm.
personally speaking, it has been irresponsible from day one with this whole turn of events of just taking Douglas like some fucking prize dog from Thomas and handing him over to
I
people in the shed that's petting him on the head every day and made him at home. I mean, this is not the way you treat people when they are not well. Now
That's
they
I
No,
right.
it's
taking
think
not.
I
my shit.
And that's
somebody
what I.
commented that early on Twitter, Sam, and I told them, I said maybe Bell did this on purpose for it to come back and serve the purpose that we're looking for, that we're talking about now, because he made it a point to have Thomas be shown as ill, and he also made it a point to where Thomas signed documents to lose his son. So now he may show a point to where what we're looking for. You know what I mean? I think maybe all this is gonna come into play with
I
with the fine of getting Douglas back.
Because the thing is, part of the point of what we're seeing now is that Thomas is not unwell. He's not. He is.
No.
He's lucid. He's lucid. He's rational. Actually he's more rational than everybody who lives on the Logan state put together.
Child,
And
he's
he's
more rational than any of them lunatics running around screaming about him right now.
exactly, so there's a reason for that. And also part of the reason that they keep Thomas's illness, whatever they're calling it, unnamed, is basically so the Logans can throw it in his face at any given time. Okay, as long as it's like saying I have a cold. As long as it's undiagnosed, you can say it's a cold or you can say it's a flu. You can say it's whatever the hell you want it to be. So, and that's what Hope, not so much Hope these days, but specifically Liam and Brooke do with it. They use it as a excuse to undermine Thomas's ability to take care of his child, to say that he's not fit to take care of his child, to say that he's not capable. but all without any parameters, quantifiable data, just because they feel that that's how what the situation is. They feel he isn't suited for it, or that he isn't ready for it, or that he isn't well enough for it. And because it's all so unnamed and unquantifiable, that's apparently supposed to be the standing opinion that matters, because they feel that that's what it is.
And Taylor said that to Brooke today. Taylor literally asked, Thomas is not what Brooke said. Thomas can't judge. And Taylor said, who should judge Brooke? You? She said, yes, I've been there. I've seen it. And so that's the thing. Just like you said,
She's
just like
been there, she's seen it.
we've been getting to, is
I'm
that
in trouble
at the
because
end of the day,
I was getting ready to say she been running around on an island with dogs. She been there too.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, Liam and Brooke feel like it is their call whether Thomas is well or not. And you remember what you said. Liam's determination is whether or not Thomas freely hands him his son to raise.
Right.
Which we know means Liam's the damn fool. And Brooke, on the other hand, she's the one that she feels should judge because she hates him the most, because she has all the ammo on him and against him. So again, we arrive to this point where there's no reasoning with these two individuals. They have no rights, but they are influencing the one person who can't seem to gather up a spine enough to tell them to back the hell off.
Yeah.
They are going to cause Hope to lose what she has. Now, how much video y'all want to bet that come tomorrow, we're going to come back in. Thomas is going to lightly drag Liam, and we find out Douglas was listening on the stairs. And what if Douglas got a voice sample of Liam screaming?
That would be nice.
You know,
what if we got a voice sample of Liam screaming and Douglas makes it sound like Liam is screaming at him, being mean to him?
That would be amazing.
That sure would.
If that child started scheming on how he was going to be living with him, daddy, 24/7, I will roll over and laugh, and keep on laughing.
This is what I kept asking myself. We all know the voice app is out there, right?
Yeah.
He used it so fun with voicing Donna to ask him about things, right? Now, I kept saying to myself, he's in the house with all the Forresters. All the Forresters are talking right now. Douglas is happy. He can voice them, but what could he say that in their voice to Hope, Liam, or Brooke that would leave Thomas still looking good, or them still looking good, but turn Douglas, or make them look bad in Douglas' eyes?
That's smart. That's a smart little kid.
And so when Liam came over today, I said, "There's the one." That's because Douglas does love Hope, but we all know he's indifferent to Liam.
He give two shits about Liam. Just say what it is.
Pretty much indifferent. Right.
Yeah.
He like Liam, all right, but that's it.
That's it. He will replace Liam in a heartbeat.
He's treating Kelly too.
And he's seen that. So now listen, if Douglas samples Liam's voice yelling and screaming, he could use that to make it sound like, because all Douglas has to do is say it. Once he's got the sample, Douglas talks. He could say, "Douglas, I told you that I never wanted you here. You're causing problems." Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Lord, if that child do that.
That can jump.
But you know what?
It's not too far from the truth, Sam, because he does not want Liam. He wants his dad.
And he wants to be in the Forrester house. If Douglas heard Liam today basically threatening to drag Douglas out of there against Thomas's will, and Douglas don't want to go and he don't like that shit, I could see him turning that shit around and only making Liam pay. It wouldn't be Hope's. He wouldn't do anything to hurt Hope, but it would be Liam's fault that he gets to live with his dad and see Hope whenever the hell he wants to.
Now
And
you
I'm
Did
know
you
that
scream at Douglas, Slim? Douglas played it. I heard your voice. You did this. Yeah, I can see it. But you know what, Sam, though? This is what I want to say to you. I want to respond to what you just said. You know, you bringing up a good point because, why, that was weird with the whole spoiler. Somebody placed that video on Twitter with Douglas sounded like Donna. And there was, and I forgot what it was that she said, but it was something
Honey
with
bear, I
Donna.
got a martini or something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, what is Douglas doing with a voice? What is he doing with this? But
having
now that
fun.
you said that, Sam, it seemed like this is something that he is going to use again because, like, why would they introduce this to the set? A
We know
voice
darn
sampler.
well. We know darn well that voice app is going to be something. And
It's a
I
It's
plot.
kept
about to
It's a
be
plot
trouble.
wondering,
behind that.
right? And I just kept wondering, it would do no good to record somebody in that house because if he recorded Thomas saying, "I love you, Hope," that's bad on Thomas. If he recorded Thomas saying anything, it probably would be bad on Thomas. But Liam coming in there screaming today. I bet y'all when we see Liam walk out of that Forrester mansion, Douglas is going to be running back up the stairs after listening to that conversation. How much y'all want to bet?
I
If
mean, hey,
man, if that's the case, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna start rubbing my hands like the devil. Go, oh boy.
I'm
hey, but
I
look,
feel like
Sam, we
Douglas is
always
listening.
got Rick's dream, Sam. If we don't get the voice sampler, we always got Rick's dream. He can just go down there and burn down that cabin if they try to take him back to the cabin.
Listen, you know what? That would be next. If they forcibly took Douglas back to that cabin, I would love for him to set that on fire and say because he wanted to go back home to his daddy.
That's been Rick. Rick been hollering for that for the last
he,
3 years.
either way, though, it's signs to show that Douglas, his Stephanie grandma genes is popping out because he's acting very mischievous. Like he's starting to do stuff.
No, that's
Very
his being a
mischievous.
child.
Well,
That's
I
Because
been,
know,
what
I,
yeah.
I
voice
know, but
app?
on the soap, I'm talking about, on the soap though. Like this is like true character form coming out. They done changed the character, done changed the actor. So it'd be right now. It'd be a good idea to change the character.
You're right
It
because
would.
he
It
is definitely
would.
Douglas Forrester's namesake. So
Yeah,
if they want to give him that streak of, and see, that's what Bubbles was so on the head with Naomi, Matsuda, and Lee. If they
Hmm.
want to make Douglas Stephanie-esque, where he is all about damn family, and he starts touting Forrester's fucking rule and burns down the cabin, I'd be here for it because guess what? He is Stephanie's namesake, and that's why
That's
it is
right.
always an abomination for Deacon and Brooke's bastard to be raising him in Brooke's
Thank you.
backyard.
Thank you, girls. Man, Stephanie is flipping and turning in her grave right now, y'all. They gotta fix this.
I'm still over here trying to figure out how the hell Thomas was. I'm still trying to figure out the Logan logic that goes into explaining Thomas being unwell enough to care for his own child, but well enough to decide that Hope should. Because that's the part that's gonna kick them in the ass. Is
Right.
that
Thank you.
they're sitting.
silly part is she not even raising. Look, how many times have you seen Hope do anything with her child, let alone with Douglas? Like she does not entertain the idea of motherhood per se. That's why I was happy when Taylor said it's been cute that he been having these little sleepovers, but it's time for him to be back with his daddy.
So Hope thinks it's okay for Thomas to have the type of relationship with Douglas that Liam has with Kelly. Because, see, this is again, it goes back to Hope as who she is. She has crafted in her fairy tale her perfect family that consists of Liam, her daughter with Liam, herself, and Douglas. And that is it. Everybody outside of that is not her nuclear family, and nothing that they want or need or anything matters because what she will not do is let go of that fantasy of her perfect family that she created by canceling out Kelly and adding in Douglas.
Yeah.
Beth has a sister. She keeps running around here talking about Beth's brother, Douglas's little sister.
Yeah.
Beth has a sister,
That's Kelly's little sister. That's not Douglas' little sister.
but Hope has
Exactly. But that's
supplanted
what. Mm-hmm.
Kelly's Beth's sibling, which is Kelly. She has supplanted that sibling with Douglas, but that's
Yeah.
And
what she wanted, and that's what Liam and Brooke gave her. And Steffi too, when she took off her wing and said, "Y'all can have that motherfucker."
Yeah.
But that's what they helped her get.
Yeah.
So we always boil back down to who we dealing with. Hope is
Mm.
not, she don't know how to give up. She never gave up
Mm.
anything. She never even gave up on Liam when he had a pregnant wife.
Mm.
She stoops at nothing. She there's no low. She won't stoop. So Thomas is going
Oh.
to be forced to fight
And
for
she
his
took him
son
back
with his
after 2
family.
minutes after that one night stand too. After he took her for a mannequin, she took him back after that too. I mean,
Well,
what, she was
she
mad
wouldn't
with
let
him
him go.
2 days?
Basically, this is what happened, and this is what always happened history wise. When Hope found out Steffi was pregnant and it could be Liam's, and it was a possibility, she did not cut Liam loose. Because one thing she
No.
won't do is like Brooke. She's not, as Steffi was over there and she thought Steffi was pregnant with his baby, she was not going to make it easy for Liam to patch up a family with Steffi. So she kept him. But the moment she found out the baby wasn't Liam's is when she told him he had to leave her house.
Wow. Mm. Mm. Mm.
So that's all to say. Hope is going to take Liam regardless.
Mm.
Unless, well, Steffi don't want him no more. She might kick him to the curb. But I want her to keep him. I think it's what she deserves.
Well, no, I think that's what she deserves too. But the part of the problem is of today is that Liam, being the worthless man that he is from top to bottom, is that he knows. The thing is, Liam is worthless, and we know it. But the thing is, deep down inside, Liam knows he's worthless too.
Yeah.
Because think about it, he's up here at after everything that has happened. Honestly, think about it from a logistical standpoint. After everything that has happened, from the moment that Hope came back, from the moment that Thomas came back, from everything that's happened from this moment up until right now, what man with common sense would concern himself with his woman leaving him for Thomas? What man?
Yeah.
What decent man would ever think for 2 seconds, well, she might just fall into his trap? Well, no, it's because Liam knows he's
That's
worthless.
true. That's
And he
true.
feels in his bones, he knows he's a worthless POS. Because he knows that he's not concerned about Hope getting tricked. You heard the language he used, and you're luring Hope over here to see with visits with Douglas that I'm not invited to. Well, Liam, hold on. You got to understand something. If Hope feels the same way about Thomas that you feel, then you're worried about nothing. Thomas is
Mm.
150% not an issue, because what woman would want to be with a man who contributed to her not knowing that her child was alive instead of dead? Okay, so if
Mm.
all of that is not water under the bridge, and y'all are all very aware of what Thomas did, etc., etc., why are you so threatened? Why are you over here using Douglas as an excuse to get into Thomas's face about
Yeah.
whether or not he's still obsessed with Hope? Why
You know
would it
why?
matter? Except you know damn well you're worthless POS, such a worthless POS
That's
that a
right.
guy by your own admission, a man that you think is potentially mentally unwell and unfit, that your wife might still, if she had to choose between Douglas and you, it may not be your raggedy ass.
So you know what? I'm gonna call
Exactly.
you on that.
You are exactly right, darling.
I'm gonna add to that Liam also is excuse me, I apologize. So
Mm,
worthless on that respect that he and Hope and Brooke sit around a table talking about Thomas behind his back like a dog.
Yeah.
mhm.
So if he, like he says, trusts Hope explicitly, then why doesn't he trust that she doesn't want him, and she too doesn't trust him with Douglas? Because that's what's been so insulting to me, that
Yeah.
Thomas would still care about and love a person that thought so little of him. However, he does. That's the insanity for me. However, I digress. Liam says he trusts Hope explicitly. He sits there with her and talks about Thomas like a dog behind his back with her mama. So I believe Liam believes, like I do, that the girl is simple and she can be manipulated.
Because
And
he's done it to her his whole life.
everyone has.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it matters not to the brat. The brat just wants what she wants.
Oh,
I'm
her
the
mama
brat.
set her up like that. Her mama set her up in that life, giving her everything because she's the bastard. Hope is the only child out here that ain't got her daddy's name, married or not. She the only bastard child that ain't carrying her daddy's name because her mama wanted her to be a Forrester. You know, she still don't understand what's so great about being a Forrester, but that's the name your mama wanted for you, and that's the name mama been pushing on you since the day you popped out of her.
And what was so great about being a Forrester was her even being an intern, but then from intern to instant front row only fashion line that any money is being put into, and you ain't even went to college yet. That's what you get by being a Forrester. No, that's what you get by being Brooke's adultery baby, because Steffi and Thomas came through like all the other interns, and they worked from the mailroom all the way up. Steffi refused to take a job in marketing. She said, no, I'm starting in the mailroom. I want everybody to have respect for me when I finally do make it up here.
Girl,
Doggone right.
they started lower than the damn mailroom because she spent a whole lot of time in that damn
Distribution. She
And
certainly did.
She
She
sure
certainly did.
they all started in distribution
did.
except
Sure did.
every last one of them went through distribution except for Hope. Thomas spent his time in distribution.
Yep.
Steph spent her time in distribution. Even Phoebe. And Phoebe was Bridget's fucking favorite. That little girl had her ass down there in distribution singing like a bird.
But Hope Logan.
That's why I always say that's one thing I appreciate about Ridge. He may have acted like a bastard. He may have been a whole lot of other adjectives. But at least he tried to raise his kids grounded. He did not spoil them to have them think they were entitled to anything because their name was on the building.
But he did that to Hope, though. But he spoiled
because
her.
Hope ain't his child. Hope ain't his child. That was up to Brooke to get her that foundation. She
Ron Moss's Ridge was trash.
But also remember that Bridge did not give Hope her line. Hope got her line from Katie when Bill had taken over the company, and he gave it to Katie to run, and they was doing that fucking royalty shit with her and Brooke, and they dressed up like little queens and shit. And
the three goddesses, that horse shit.
I remember that.
was trying to get her line off of the ground and do her thing, but Katie gave Hope her line and named it Hope for the Future because, you know, we're trying to clean things up around here from all these Forresters. We're trying to make our own brand. And all it was set her up for shit. Brooke told her not to go to school. You don't need to go to school. Yeah, Amy just set you up and you got a man that wants to marry you. Why would you waste your time going to college? Because Hope was supposed to be going to college. And she didn't. They gave her a line and jangled all of her in her face, and she was happy to stay there till her mama fucked her boyfriend. And then she had to find something else for her. They threw Liam in her face because she couldn't get over Oliver fucking her mama.
So listen, though. There was a time where they had Hope for the Future going, and Taboo and Steffi had something going at the same time. They scrapped Taboo and Steffi's line, correct, and they gave all the Ridge, not Katie, Ridge, 100% made the decision to throw all of the Forrester assets 100% into Hope for the Future. And not only that, it was to be the tie-in with The Perfect Wedding. Rich did that to his own children after that last wedding debacle with Taylor. And that is when Thorne, because remember, Thomas had been sent back to distribution with Thorne. Thorne is the one that told Taylor that she had voting rights. Basically, Taylor, Thomas, and Steffi had 55%. And that's when Taylor started voting her shares. Now, I don't recall, because I stopped watching it recently, about whatever came to be of what Taylor did with the shares. But Ridge was trash to his own blood children and took from them to hand deliver it to Hope, the high school girl that didn't step one foot one day into college. So I just never have that applause for Ron Moss's Ridge.
We got like 16 minutes. Are we ever gonna get around
to we gotta get to Sheila and Deacon, y'all.
We talk about her holding this baby.
Yes,
we have got to get to Sheila and Deacon. So first of all, today they telegraphed it just as clear as they could. Sheila is kidnapping this baby. When she was holding Hayes and looking towards that door, I was like, Lord, is she gonna make a break for it now?
It's happening.
You know what? By her looking at that door like that, it kind of makes me second guess my theory. It kind of made me feel like, okay, she looking at the door for a reason. Like they hear us talking about this a long time ago, and now I'm questioning myself. Like, I don't even know if she gonna do it now. I don't even know if she gonna get a chance to do it.
She's gonna do it. You didn't finish it. She's gonna do it. Her whole dialogue today at the end of the show, talking to Deacon, it was clear that Sheila is gonna kidnap this baby.
Yeah, because she was holding that pillow real tight, daydreaming about her holding and smelling on that baby head.
Mm-hmm.
Saw all that too. I'm all aflutter. I'm ready to hear what y'all thoughts on it.
And yes, she is definitely she is progressing worse. She's getting worse. Basically, unfortunately, Sheila's getting worse and worse. Mm-hmm. And you have Deacon here Deacon's actually trying to be quasi supportive of her, but he's also trying to get her to understand that she can't have what she wants. Right. That what she wants is out of her reach because she made the choice to fake her death in order to avoid jail time. And he keeps trying to get her to understand that, look, I get it. You miss your kid. I know that that's what you want, but you got to understand that there's a price you got to pay for this freedom because you can't have what you want like this. And so the thing is, what is going to end up happening? I don't know if it's going to be after Sheila somehow decides to use her wig and her mask to worm her way closer into the peripheries of Steffi and Finn's life. But yes, she was holding on to that baby so much. And of course, I was sitting here going, good Lord, how we sat up here and got a well-behaved child now.
Right.
All time. Right. I was like, Bubbles even said it.
Can we talk about how this woman okay. Now we gonna get into this kiss, but can y'all see Deacon falling on the sword for Sheila? Because I see it. Yep. She is going to hurt this man some way, somehow.
He deserves it.
Deacon is
he's going down. He's going down.
Deacon is the definition of a man that is excited by the fear of this woman. So literally, he is having the time of his life, and he is falling for Sheila. Sean Kanan said it in a Bold Live. I love the way he and Kimberlyn decided to play it. Now, he did say that. Y'all did hear him say that, right? Mm-hmm. How him and Kimberlyn decided to play it was, we weren't just going to have sex and then, go back to just, what we were before. We wanted to play into it like we really were getting feelings. Yep. But he said, well, I don't know about Kimberlyn, but that's how I'm playing it. And that's when I did this thing right here, the proud meme, the proud black girl that's got the tears, the happy tears. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I needed in my life. Deacon Sean Kanan is playing that Deacon is falling for Sheila. And
He
guess
didn't
what?
call feelings, all right.
Very
It's
believable too. After today, it's very believable because
It
you
was
can see.
believable from the beginning. These two, we all saw it. When
Yeah,
Kimberlyn and Sean
it's
had their
been
first scenes
happening.
at the bar, we all were in love. We was like, okay, we can watch these two fools all day. Then they was in the hotel room, and then he comforted her after the murder. We all saw this chemistry ages ago. And now
Well,
we
I
get to
saw
see
it
it
as
on
him having
screen.
sympathy for her. That's what
Yes,
I
because
saw
he's
him
falling
having
for her.
sympathy for.
Oh no, honey, he was caressing her cheek. That man in love is it.
He's
Yeah,
in love.
Yeah,
he was.
You can't have feelings for someone and then not empathize with them when they have in pain. Deacon
yeah,
has fallen in love with Sheila. He feels her pain. He wants to help her. That's why he keeps telling her while he's laying down the pipe that she needs to stop risking her freedom. That you've got it good right here in this little apartment with me where I'm giving you the pipe as long as you lay low. I mean, Deacon has pretty much consigned himself for abetting Sheila and keeping
yeah,
her as his bed boo
yeah,
under wraps and protecting her from the law. Guess what?
yeah,
I fucking stand. Finally, a man that is actually a man and doing man things.
yeah,
He is. It's gonna cost him. You're right.
yeah. It will.
He is doing the most for Sheila right now. And in some ways, it's beautiful for as far as showing a man being devoted to a woman, because male devotion is hard to come by on Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah.
Real male devotion, not
Yeah,
that shit Liam sells tickets,
Finn
has been selling
broke
tickets
that
to for
mold, baby.
years.
Finn
I know,
broke
and
that
Finn,
mold.
yeah, Finn has been, but in recent history, we really haven't had men be about nothing except for Finn and Charlie. That's about the
Finn
only
and
men
Charlie.
who
And
been
Yeah,
Nick
decent.
too. Nick was good. Nick was plenty okay. He was plenty okay.
Who?
True, but he was so far in the past. Good lord. So, but the problem is now is that Deacon.
Hold on, Nick.
Hmm?
Nick.
Nicholas Maroney.
You mean Dominic Maroney?
Dominic, yes, thank you.
You mean
Dominic Maroney.
hold on. You mean the Dominic Maroney who left his wife Bridget after their baby died to go be with her mama? That Nick.
Look.
Good.
We got enough time to talk about this bubbles. That's just what
Look,
I'm saying.
we got to squabble about this later because we only got about 10 minutes left. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it.
Anybody
So,
got projections on Aspen?
okay,
Anybody
so
got any
we
projections
had
on
a
what's
lot of
happening?
nice content about Aspen from Krista and from KKL on Insta. They really do look like they're having a good time, so bless them.
Yes.
They're very cute. So one thing I was confused about is Tanner in Aspen or isn't he?
He is not.
No.
He is not. Okay.
No.
He's
All right.
walking around with his shirt off, drinking rosé.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, then he certainly ain't an Aspen then. But that's the thing. I'm not 100% sure what's gonna bring us to Aspen. If I do stand by my theory that there's gonna be some business matter that requires Steffi and Ridge to go, and Steffi's gonna see the opportunity and take it, and Brooke, after she f's up this Friday with this bill business, is going to be in a position where she's like, I can't allow that, and traipse herself up there and get an eye full of something she don't want to get an eye full.
I think
Another one.
that Rich is going to fudge up and Taylor's going to leave. And I think Steffi is going to tag along with her daddy to go win her mama back. That's what
I got a different projection. So, because remember, I kept saying I don't see why Steffi and Taylor or Ridge would be at Bill's cabin in Aspen. So now, since I saw that preview on Sunday that Ridge is going to catch Brooke and Bill in an embrace this week coming up. Oh, when is that? Yeah, that's this
That's this Friday.
right. What I suspected all along is going to happen. Ridge is going to leave Brooke, and Bill is going to send Brooke to his resort in Aspen to get away from everything while Ridge moves on with Taylor and she can't bear it, right? And just like we all know, because Belle loves Brooke and Ridge. Ridge is going to go running behind Brooke to Aspen, and Taylor and Steffi gonna go running behind Ridge to Aspen.
I think it's very different. I think Taylor's going to be the one that's going to be chased, and Brooke is going to be chasing behind Ridge.
Wouldn't that be something
It's
though?
gonna be steam Pluto.
Because Taylor, even if Ridge leaves her after this foolishness, Brooke knows she cannot leave Ridge alone in proximity to Taylor. She knows that. She knows that if she takes a foot outside of LA after that screw up that she does on Friday, it's
Yep.
game over.
It's over. It's over anyway. It's already over anyway.
I mean, it's over anyway, but no, Brooke doesn't see it that way.
She gonna cement it. She gonna put her own cemented shoes on and drop off the pier.
Mm-hmm.
And she gonna try to go hunt her man down, and her man gonna be all up in Taylor business.
Okay, so this is my thing, guys. We know that the resort in Aspen is William Bell's actual property. That's why we shoot it. It's not different. It looks the same. It's still Bill's retreat. Again, why would Taylor be given Bill's retreat?
Easy. What? Think about it. What was established earlier this year? Bill donates a lot of shit to Forrester just to piss Ridge off.
Yep.
What if they manufacture some scenario where he donated the use of that cabin?
Or maybe it's because
to the nonprofit.
It's like how he was able to facilitate a plane to reunite Finn with his wife. It's the same reason why he's able to facilitate some type of getaway for Taylor to get the hell out of town without being noticed.
So we predicting the dollar bill is going to be the that unknown subject that's going to offer Taylor his cabin in Aspen in order for Ridge to find out and get pissed and take the Forrester jet to Aspen.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's too far-fetched.
No.
Taylor's gonna go on the Spencer jet, and I believe that Ridge is gonna go behind her, and I believe that
Brooke gonna get there.
She gonna go too. Hey, she could fly commercial. Stephanie did it to try to save her marriage. Hey, the Forrester jet already gonna be in the air trying to chase behind Taylor.
I don't know. I just don't see Taylor, especially with things being as contentious as they are, not just with Ridge and Taylor, but also with the whole Douglas situation. I just don't see Taylor making the decision to go to Aspen by herself right now.
Well, and that's where I keep. I don't see Taylor going to Aspen and volunteering to go into Aspen. I just don't. But we know Brooke is going to. So this is the question.
It's not a volunteer because she's going to be upset because y'all saw in the preview that she told Reed she's going to do something again.
But that's my question.
She's not going. Okay.
My question is, we saw in the preview that Ridge walks in and sees Brooke hugging Bill. We also see in the preview that Taylor is telling Ridge she could hurt you again, and Ridge saying, but that's my wife. So Ridge apparently is telling Taylor, I'm going to go home to my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also see that he walked in on Brooke and Bill. So now, does he tell Taylor that he's leaving his wife, then immediately goes home to see Brooke and Bill together? Now, does Taylor immediately run off somewhere and just be gone?
No.
Or would she
No.
That's my point.
Taylor's not going to be the one to run.
I think
Taylor's not the one who's running.
She needs to get out of Steffi's house. She cannot be in that house with her daughter and her husband rekindling their shit, and she can't rekindle her shit with her mate. So she finna get hightail out of LA and go to Aspen to regroup, to get herself together. She can't do that because he's finna follow behind her. Okay. Y'all see my point. Y'all see where I'm trying to
Well,
go.
we'll know. Well, the show is not shooting out that many weeks, so we're gonna
Right,
know inside 2 weeks what it's gonna be.
right.
You know what?
Fact.
I'm already disgusted with it too, because right now, all I'm picturing is Ridge is gonna get in his emotions. He's going to be the one to run like a little girl, and all the women, Taylor and Brooke and Steffi, sadly, is gonna run behind his bitch made ass.
And I
You know
think
how I feel
after
about
this,
it.
I think after this Aspen thing is
Yeah,
going to be
darling,
very
we
much
know how
like
you feel.
they're
Y'all
going to
know.
use Aspen very much how they use St. Thomas, in my opinion. He thought he was going to go back there and to woo the woman back to him, but she's going to put up a fight. She like, look, I done told you, I done tried to warn you, this was going to happen. That's who you picked. That's who you chose. Live in your choice, and he gonna
That
have to
never
try to run it
happens
back.
on Bold. What happens
It
when a
never,
man finally he gets his ego bruised enough, whether it's the truth or not? Because listen, let's keep it real. We know full well Brooke and Bill is gonna be in a platonic hug. Ridge gonna
right.
get his feelings hurt, and he's going to run off. Now, the question is, does he run directly to Taylor or does he run away altogether? That's the question. And if he runs all the way together, I hope he stay away. And I'm upset if Taylor and Steffi and Brooke go falling behind him, and I'd be mad.
No, I agree with her because it's the same thing it always is. It's putting the ball in Ridge's court
Yeah.
where it's his choice when he's the one who shouldn't be the one making the choice here,
And I don't think
as
he do. I
usual.
think
but
it's all on Taylor. It's been
but you
on
know
Taylor.
what? Look,
Well, you know
guys,
what though, Ridge is married.
Mm-hmm.
Ridge is married. Ridge don't have all the damn choices he thinks he has.
well,
He
he
has
got,
one
well,
damn
look,
Exactly.
choice,
SB
and
Say
Writer
that
that
made a
choice
good
again.
is
point.
whether
SB Writer made a good point. She said KKL and Bell doing the most. They out here doing all that they can to keep Bridge going. So I agree with SB Writer and I agree with Sam. I feel like whatever Bell about to do is gonna be real crappy for new Tridge and Tridge fans because
Hmm.
it's gonna Taylor is, I feel like this year Taylor is gonna be the one to get hurt, guys. I
right.
mean, because they are doing too much to keep Bridge. I mean, going. And Sam made some good points. What is he gonna do? I mean, so he's over there. He's gonna be confessing to Taylor. I've been away. I don't know about the Aspen thing, so I can't comment on it. But just to comment on what Sam said is he said it looks like he's gonna be over there telling Taylor he's going back home to his wife, right? And then you said Sam, then he's going the spoiler shows he walks in on Brooke
Oh, this
With a
Friday.
platonic hug
and
with Bill,
Bill.
I'm sure.
Right. So what is he gonna do? Is he gonna go over there and sleep with Taylor out of anger? Is he gonna chase Taylor or is
Well,
Taylor gonna
keep
chase
in
him?
mind, keep in mind, we still have that one. I can hear the music playing up, and I know we can't be going over, so Bubbles don't run out of room. So the last thing I'm gonna say is this:
Okay.
remember, we still have that spoiler outstanding, saying something about Taylor getting caught up in a moment.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
I don't think so. So is
Okay.
this moment supposed to be before Ridge when she is telling Ridge that what's her face is going to disappoint her, or is it what's her face is going to disappoint him, or is it after that? So
You
that's
know,
one
and of course it's going to be after, because we can't get no better than that. They
question.
not going to let us get anything organic.
No,
Mm,
and they're gonna
That's
be
why I'm already tired. I
and
mean,
she
because they need to stop.
too.
So if they're going to make him choose and tell Taylor, I'm going home to Brooke, just for him to see Brooke being Brooke, the then come back and say, oh, I made a mistake, he can
mm.
sit on it.
Amen.
Well, we're gonna end on that, and yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow night.
Yes, we will, because we
Good
still
night,
got that.
everybody. We'll be here tomorrow night.
And you guys stay till after the broadcast so we can have a quick little chat. But then we're gonna let everybody else go once we shut it off.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
thank you guys on YouTube for coming out. I appreciate you. And tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have something exciting to talk about, like Thomas's fist meeting Liam's face for lunch.
Yes.
Yes,
Be
honey.
careful
Please,
not
I
to
wish
say
he
it
We
on
would.
all
Twitter.
want
He
that.
being so rational now is doubtful. But good night
Right.
out there on YouTube to everybody who tuned in.
Good night, everyone.